James Charles is not too happy as he is calling out Morphe once again. And he is also calling out a celebrity that did not help him out. James has been spilling a lot recently, and we're gonna get into everything that he had to say. But before we get into anything, I have a question for you guys. Have you ever been scrolling through your favorite websites and then you're like bombarded with all of these ads? Because I've definitely been there until I discovered Pi. Pi is a free browser extension that completely transforms your browsing experience by blocking ads while also letting you get paid. Yes, you heard that right. Getting paid just for browsing. They're also the sponsor of today's video, so thank you to Pi for sponsoring today's video. But let me tell you exactly how Pi works. Pi gives you options, okay? You can block ads entirely, or you can opt in to view specific Pi approved ads and earn rewards through clicks, impressions, or even cashback offers from your favorite stores. It's literally the best of both worlds, distraction-free browsing, and you're earning at the same time. I've been using Pi for a little while now, and let me tell you guys, it's a game changer. My personal favorite feature is the cashback feature. I love using them when I'm shopping at stores like Target and Ulta. It's so easy, and watching those rewards stack up is the best part. Plus, the Pi community is massive with over 1 million users. And if you guys want to check it out, head on over to pi.org/spillsesh and hit add to Chrome. It's super simple to install, and don't forget to pin it in your toolbar to keep it handy. So what are you waiting for? Start browsing with Pi. Go to pi.org/spillsesh and join the community. And thank you to Pi for sponsoring today's video, and let's get into the tea. Let's get into how James Charles doesn't seem to be done calling out Morphe. And honestly, if a company owed me $2 million, I wouldn't shut up about it either, especially because it seems there's nothing he can do about the situation. I've talked about the fact that a couple influencers now have spoken out about Morphe. When Jeffree Star was on Canceled, he revealed just how much money he is still owed after working with Morphe over the years, and even called them out while on a live as well. Because it's just super upsetting for honestly anyone to not get money you are owed.
Morphe Cosmetics owes me $1.6 million still, and I'll never get it because the court granted them bankruptcy. So all of their previous debts are now irrelevant. So I will never get my money, and I hate Morphe forever. How about that? So because they were granted bankruptcy, you can't sue them. Isn't that awful? Trust me, you guys. You don't think I would have already fought tooth and nail in a damn court for my money? So my amazing collab that I created that was in Ulta that made them so much money, I got big payments from them, right? So let me say, like, when we're talking about money, I made a lot of money from Morphe. It was a beautiful partnership, it really was. And then the new CEO came in and said, oh gosh, and got all scared and weird and didn't even have a conversation with me. And he pulled the plug on the brand. Morphe and I were so close. I was about 35%, my brand, Jeffree Star Cosmetics, was 35% of their entire sales. And then we did a collab and it was phenomenal. It did so well. And the final balance of 1.6 million, I'll never get from them.
Now, as far as James, I've talked about the fact that he had previously called out Morphe in a TikTok that he posted where he said, me watching everyone post about their old James Charles palettes, meanwhile, Morphe still owes me $2.2 million. And he was responding in the comments on the situation because this is really the first time that he's acknowledged that Morphe owes him money. And someone said, someone educate me, what? I never want to buy Morphe again. And he said, you shouldn't. Someone else said, this is making me so angry. And he said, imagine how I feel. LOL. Someone else said, you better get those $2 million. And he said, most likely never will because they filed for bankruptcy. It actually makes 0 sense. And now he was calling them out once again in a video that he posted recently titled Reacting to the Biggest Makeup TikToks of 2024. He was reacting to a TikTok that went viral of a journalist reporting live at the scene, and her makeup looked amazing despite the storm that she was in. And the caption on the video was, her makeup is staying on her face through a whole hurricane. I need her setting spray Rex stat. Now, there were a ton of makeup brands that were in the comments of this video just trying to latch onto the viral moment by claiming that she was wearing their setting spray. And James reacted to the fact that Morphe commented on the video, and he had some choice words for the brand.
Morphe! This sounds like our continuous setting mess. This sounds like you owe me $2.2 million, you stupid. Stop advertising in people's comments and pay me.
He then brought up the TikTok that he had previously made calling out Morphe and went on to talk about how messed up the whole situation really is.
Speaking of Morphe owing me money, while we're talking about the top view videos of the year, this technically is not a makeup application video. However, I did make a video about this exact situation, which is currently sitting at 24.5 million views and 3.6 million likes as of the day we're recording this video, which technically and statistically would absolutely put this in the category of top makeup videos of the year. And I said, not me watching everyone post about their old James Charles palettes. Meanwhile, Morphe still owes me $2.2 million. I don't know what it was. For some reason, everyone started posting about my old palette. I think it was like Halloween time because a lot of people were like pulling this out of the archives to do their Halloween looks this year. Glad that everyone still loves it. Glad that that palette did buy me a house and provide a great life for myself and my family. I will forever be grateful for that, but not grateful for the fact that Morphe does in fact still owe me $2.2 million, and I'm never going to get a cent of that because they filed for bankruptcy, which is actually fucking mind-blowing. There are so many comments on this post too being like, just sue them. Like, time to unleash your inner lawsuit. Like, why don't you just email them? Like, they surely have to pay you. If you guys actually knew how bankruptcy laws worked with Chapter 11, it would actually blow your minds. It is the craziest, dumbest concept on planet Earth. They just filed for bankruptcy, which like on paper is like, hi, we have no money left, even though they do, obviously. Then they got bought out by like $1 billion corporation and are literally able to start from scratch. And now they're still posting, still releasing new products, still releasing new collabs, still in retail stores. Pay me, write me a check, and cut everybody else a check on that list too.
And it's crazy because Morphe has gone on to just kind of do business as usual, despite the fact that they once were in this really terrible situation. Because when Jeffree was uncanceled and he was hanging out with Tana and Brooke, they were talking about the fact that Jeffree is obviously owed money from Morphe, but that, you know, Morphe is still moving and grooving. They're doing new collabs. They're coming out with new products. They're acting like that whole thing that never happened, that bankruptcy, because they were going to collab with Tana and Brooke, though they weren't coming out with a new product together. They were just going to have Tana and Brooke be the face of a campaign of a product that they were bringing back. And obviously they were going to be getting paid for that. And Jeffree was just like, I cannot believe that they have this money to be doing these new things and paying influencers when there are people that are owed money and will probably never get to see that money because of how everything went down and they filed for bankruptcy. And just the way that that works, they kind of get out of it not having to pay. Now, going back to James though, Morphe wasn't the only thing that James was recently calling out, as he went on the Pretty Not Smart podcast not too long ago and talked about some things that certainly didn't sit right with him. He was talking about his music career and how in the beginning he was really discouraged by a couple of things, and one of the things that deterred him from doing music at first was one famous singer who he didn't name, but he said that he basically asked her for help after she had asked him for help and they had gotten close and he'd given her makeup advice, and she wasn't helpful at all when it came to him asking her for some assistance.
One point, back when I used to do like all my celebrity collabs all the time, there was one musician that I was such a big fan of, and we were talking all the time. We never filmed anything together, but we were friends behind the scenes. And she was really cool. She would always call me for makeup advice every week. Be like, bitch, like what foundation should I buy? Oh my God, can you show me how to do this? We hung out all the time. So she was always calling me asking for things, and I was always careful to never ask her for anything because I didn't want to make it uncomfortable. But one time, and she knew that I was a fan of her and her music. One time I was like, hey, I really want to do music. You know that I love you and you're like one of my biggest inspirations. I don't want to get signed. I'm not asking you for your connections. I'm not asking you for any help in terms of like, I don't need you to do anything for me. I would just love to know, where do I start? And I was so pissed. She responded back being like, hey babe, you should really ask your manager. They'll know the answer. And I remember being like, you dumb, ugly, stupid bitch. How fucking dare you? Because once again, she was way more famous than me. She was obviously well connected and well respected. I loved her. But to have somebody that I looked up to say that to me was so discouraging. And I was also like, I've answered so many questions
It was just
to
a
help
little
you.
piece
Like
of
that is so lame. So that also really discouraged me too. Because I was like, oh, this industry sucks.
Fans were trying to speculate on who it was, writing in the comments, it was Demi Lovato, don't ask how I know, it was Ariana Grande, damn Lady Gaga, sounds like Meghan Trainor, LOL. Now, I don't think that it was Meghan Trainor because she works very closely with JoJo Siwa, and JoJo Siwa is very good friends with James Charles, so I just feel like that was not who it was, but everybody else, I don't know. I saw a couple Demi Lovato's. I don't know, you guys. Now, not everyone thought that the celebrity was in the wrong. Some people felt like, what else were they supposed to say? But not every manager knows every single industry, so they might know the influencer marketing industry, but when it comes to music, they just might not know the best way to find an in. I don't know. But others did think that it was unnecessary for this singer to gatekeep the industry info, and we're just talking about how they hate people that gatekeep stuff like that. And James had said that he had offered this person makeup advice before, so it just felt like a little effed up that this person suddenly wanted to gatekeep when it came to it being their turn to help him out. Now, something else that James addressed on this podcast, it's something I didn't even notice, but he is not really saying sisters anymore. This is something that they wanted to ask him about, and he wanted to explain why he decided to kind of get away from the sisters.
I wanted to ask you, I know you recently gave up sisters.
Oh my God,
Like, we're talking about your brand.
Yes.
What happened? I literally saw you. You were like, I'm over it. Bye.
It was a little moment.
You know, I went through some shit in 2021, and when I came back from that after taking like half a year off, I really needed to do a lot of growing. I did a lot of reflection. I went to therapy. I was doing a lot of, self-reflection, talking to friends and family and loved ones.
Yeah.
And, we all make mistakes in life, but I feel like the best way to look at them is to learn and grow the best that you possibly can.
Yeah.
And for me, at the time I was 22 years old, I was trying to really grow up fast and, not only like actually growing myself, but I really wanted to represent to my audience that I was growing up, or at least trying to grow up for them as well. And as much as I love sisters, and I will still let one slip every now and then, it always has such a special place in my heart.
Yeah.
I do feel like, Hi Sisters is very
Giving like your younger
it's
self.
very
Like
it was a little
young
childish, and it represented younger me and the ending of my teenage years and me having a little bit of a younger demographic at the time.
Clearly, James has not been holding back as of late, trying to let everyone know where he stands on a lot of different topics. I want to know what you guys think about all of this, though, from what he had to say about Morphe to this singer that he was talking about, and also him kind of addressing his past and talking about him getting rid of sisters and trying to cater to a different audience. Let me know what you guys think about all of this in the comments. I love you guys so much, and I will talk to you in the next video. Bye, guys.